Hey guys, Ryan here, and I brought my buddy Murphy with me again. He wanted to be in the video, so I said, sure, why not? Today I'm gonna show you how to create this alien t-shirt design that popped up in my top 5 niches of the week YouTube video from Sunday, which if you wanna check that out, I'll put a link right here above my head. And if you're not subscribed, you should consider subscribing to my channel because every Sunday I drop a new video giving you 5 niches that are in high demand based on sales from the world's top 5 e-commerce marketplace, Amazon.com. Plus, I try to look a little bit out into the future and project what's going to be selling in the not so distant future. So one of the niches from this past Sunday's video was a UFO and alien niche. And while I liked the 2 designs that I chose from that niche, they were both deceptively simple to create in Photoshop. And I asked you guys to, let me know in the comments if you'd like me to walk you through how to create a very similar design. And I got a little bit of interest, so I'm gonna follow through. And today I'm gonna go jump on my computer and show you how I would go about quickly, easily creating a cool UFO design. So let me go jump on my computer and we'll get started. Cool guys, and real quick before we start, let me introduce myself. I'm Ryan Hogue. I've sold over $1.6 million on Amazon. If you wanna follow the links in the description, I've got a link to a free 8-day print-on-demand mini course. It'll walk you through getting started selling print-on-demand on Etsy. I've also got a print-on-demand Facebook community where like-minded people are helping each other succeed in print-on-demand. I publish passive income reports on the first or second day of each month if you want to follow my progress as an FBA seller, KDP seller, Amazon merch seller, print-on-demand seller, etc. It's all out there. Last but not least, I've got a very in-depth full print-on-demand course, basically multiple courses rolled up into one, help you maximize your exposure by getting quality designs listed all over the internet, and you're not required to run ads to be successful in my course. I actually take kind of the contrarian approach, try to help you make money without advertising. All right, so this was the design that I promised I'd show you how to make in Photoshop in my top 5 niches of the week video. You can actually see that it is just a white design. Okay, because you can see in like the pink, I know it's hard to see, but right here next to me, you can see that it shows the color through of the t-shirt that it's overlaid on. And also, I mean, simple white designs like this is a good strategy that I use all the time because then I can do a color overlay in Photoshop and I can inverse the design. So I can take the white design, not only sell it on t-shirts, but then you can take the dark colored design and sell it against lighter colored t-shirts. I really like this strategy too because I can take my t-shirt designs, sell them on coffee mugs. Take the black design, sell it on white coffee mugs, take the white design, sell it on black coffee mugs. If you don't know what I'm talking about, consider checking out my course. Even if you don't join, just consider looking at the page where I give you more information. I show you how to maximize your ROI when you make designs like the one I'm going to show you. All right, I'm going to show you how I would consider using a service called Vexels to approach making this design really quickly before I jump into Photoshop. So Vexels, they do done-for-you graphics. You can request, if you join Vexels, you can actually request custom graphics each month. And on top of that, they give you access to an incredibly wide array of graphics, icons, backgrounds, all over prints, lots of stuff. So I'm just going to quickly scan through this. So I searched alien, and you'll notice first and foremost, this is not just like a standard graphics website. They have done-for-you designs. These are already ready to go. You just literally just download these, pop them up on a t-shirt, and you can actually download editable files, meaning like you can change the text around if you want to. You get the source file. You can also, like I said, make design requests each month. So you can get custom designs done by professional graphic designers as a part of your membership. And I went ahead, I looked up flying saucer because I'm not, by the way, I know how to use Photoshop. You know what? I do think I have a little bit of artistic ability, but like I'm not spending all day designing stuff, right? I'm not a professional graphic designer. That's not what I'm excelling at because it's not just enough to be good. You have to be efficient. If it takes you all day to create one design and that design never gets seen, you still make $0. You make as much money as my sister who doesn't sell any print on demand, but she makes no attempt to sell it. So while you spent all day designing a graphic nobody sees, at least she had her day to herself, right? So anyways, what I'm trying to say is it's okay to use graphic assets created by other people as long as you have the rights to them, which is why I suggested considering a service like Vexels. You'll see these alien saucers. I went ahead and I downloaded one of them. Before I show you which one, I just want to show you that they also have the done-for-you designs. And if we wanted to get the exact graphic from the design that we're trying to recreate, which looks like this, I'd say that's a pretty close match right there from this done-for-you t-shirt design. So you could consider starting here, and you could actually just like cut it out of this and put the shape over the design that we're trying to recreate, since that's just about the right shape. I'll show you what I mean in a second. Also, just plugging my course one last time, I do give you access to basically a free equivalent of the Vexels service inside my course, as well as access to some other free, normally paid graphic resources, just so you know I'm taking care of the students in there. And this is the flying saucer I ended up pulling from Vexels for us to use in our design. So I'm going to jump over to Photoshop now, and we'll get started on actually creating it. All right, here we are in Photoshop. Just so you guys know, I always have a PSD file that it's like my go-to jumpstart for any Amazon merch design, really any print-on-demand design. I always design at Amazon merch dimensions, which are 4,500 pixels wide by 5,400 pixels tall. All right, now the first thing that I want to do, I'm going to pull this design in over here. Actually, you know what? When I edit this video, maybe I'll just overlay it in the corner so you can reference it as we go. But I've got it over here on my side monitor. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a like the white background. That white background that everything's overlaid on, and remembering that the entire design is going to be just exported as one white PNG. So I'm going to use the rounded rectangle tool, and I'm going to make it really big because it is quite big in the design itself. And then I'm going to go over here in the properties, and I'm going to set the corners to 120 so that they're pretty well rounded. I'm going to move this up towards the top because this is going to be a big design. By the way, bigger designs tend to sell better because they just stand out more in search results. So don't be afraid to go big. Even if you don't think it looks as good, remember, half the battle is getting clicked in search results because you won't be the only person. All right, what's next? Well, that tree line. So rather than me designing the tree line, let me show you a little trick. So I went to Google Images and I just searched for trees PNG. And I went to the filter and I said size large. So trees PNG, size large. You're like, well, do you have the rights to use this? Well, it doesn't really matter. I'm not really using this. I'm just kind of using the silhouette. So I'm just going to blow this image up and kind of align it with the white background there. Maybe I'll lift it up a little bit too. All right, so I'm just going to line it up like that. Then I'm going to do a color overlay. So I'm going to right click that layer, blending options, color overlay. I'm going to make it black for now. Okay. So it already kind of looks like the tree line. By the way, I'm not trying to do an exact replica because you don't want to rip people's designs off. This is meant to be more of a design tutorial anyways, so I'm not even going to sell this design. I'm just doing it to show you guys how I would approach this in Photoshop. All right, next up, let's take care of the text. So you can just select the text tool on the sidebar. It's the big T, or I already have a text layer on my default Photoshop file that I start off with anytime I make a new design. And I already went in and typed out, I want to believe. So you'll notice it's, oh yeah, by the way, fonts, I like Impact Font as just a quick, like if I'm just designing really quickly, Impact Font, it's free. You have the rights to use it. It's big, it's bold. One thing that I do is sometimes I go to the character settings and I reduce the horizontal letter spacing. So I have -10 pixels there, but again, that scales with the font size you use. This is currently using 500 point font. Maybe I'll drop that down to like, I don't know, like 400. And maybe I'll reduce the vertical spacing there just a little bit. And I'll put this down towards the bottom of the design. Again, this is going to be a big design. You'll still see it's kind of bleeding into the white part. So what I'm going to do is I will reduce the height of this rounded rectangle a little bit. I'm going to pull it up to there. And then I'm going to take these trees and I'm just going to inch them up as well to give more spacing to the text at the bottom, so that's not all on top of each other. Oops, pulled it up too far there. I'll just stretch the tree line down. All right, boom. I think that looks pretty good. We're not exactly recreating the original design, but I think it looks good enough. You could always maybe just scale this down just a little bit. The text. All right, boom. That looks good enough to me. Next up, what we're going to do is we're going to take care of the flying saucer. So I mentioned that I had downloaded this big green one from Vexels. So I've got it over here already on my layers panel. If you download something, you can just drag and drop the file into Photoshop and it'll place it for you. So this is pretty big relative to everything else in the design. Maybe I'll scale it down like that. Also, I just wanted to point out the free one from the website that, guys, I don't give all resources out for free. You can probably go find this on the internet if you look hard enough. But if you're in my course, I give you access to a very, very large library of free vectors. So you'll be able to grab that UFO from the free resource that I share in my course. But back to the Vexels UFO, which is a differentiator from the original design. And I'm going to right click it, go to blending options. Then I'm going to go to color overlay again and just use the color black. And there we go. We've got it. Maybe we Control T and kind of tilt it a little bit. Maybe tilt it the other way so that it looks like more like a flying saucer disc. All right. And then last but not least, we have the distressed effect that we need to add to match this other design. So it looks like everything is distressed except the flying saucer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select everything. By the way, I have the background layer there, so I'm not going to select that. So I'm going to select everything except the background layer and the flying saucer, the two things that we don't want to distress. And then I'm going to right click and go to merge layers. All right, so now you can see I can turn this layer on and off. I've got everything on one layer. And this is what I'm going to do. So in my default Photoshop file, I already have a distressed grunge looking image that I use anytime I need to add that distressed effect. If you don't have this, just go to Google, search for like distressed effect pattern, and I'm sure you'll find a bunch of images just like this. All right, so I'm just going to resize this to fit the whole canvas size since my design is so big. And then I'm going to go to select and color range. Now from here, I'm going to click, I want to select the black portion. So I'm going to click where it's black, then I'm going to click OK. And it has done a mass select of all the black pixels. Now I'm going to go back to the layers tab. I'm going to click my main layer that I want to distress. And now I'm just going to either hit delete or you can hit like Control X and just cut it. So either way works. Boom. Distressed effect is applied, except to the flying saucer, just how we wanted it. And if I turn off the background layer, you'll notice one last thing we have to address is the fact that we have the black pixels there. And if we leave them, we're not going to be able to sell this design on any t-shirts or any products that aren't black. So what we're going to do again is go to select and then go to color range. And then we're just going to click where it's black, the color we want to remove, and then click OK. Again, it selects everything for us. And then boom, just cut it out again. And we are good to go. This is how the t-shirts are designed that we saw on Amazon merch. And one last thing I might do, just, oh, you know what I just realized? We need to actually bring the saucer in this time. So I'm going to do that one more time. I just merged the layers. So this time when we cut, it pulls the flying saucer out as well. If we re-enable the background layer, you'll notice we've got just what we wanted initially. Perfect. And what's cool is like if we want to sell this on, you know, a purple t-shirt maybe, this is what it would look like. Boom. So it works on any color, guys. That's the beauty of designing this way. And all we really need to do now is just turn off that background layer. And from here, export it as a PNG, then get to uploading. Get this on as many websites and products as possible for your customers to enjoy. Also, like I mentioned earlier, you can, you know, right click, blending options, apply a color overlay, create an inverted version that you can then sell on white background products. It looks a little bit weird, like it kind of has to trick my eye to figure out what's going on, but like it definitely looks better white design against dark backgrounds. But either way, more designs on more products will make you more money. Remember that. No one's ever going to tell you that's not true, guys. Hey guys, thanks for watching my video. If you haven't done so already, please hit the like button. If you're not going to do it for me, do it for Murphy here. And if you're not subscribed, remember, I'm dropping valuable videos like this all the time. I'm trying to do one video every single day, helping you further your e-commerce businesses. And if you want to be alerted the next time I drop a video, just hit the little bell icon right next to the subscribe button, and Google and YouTube will let you know the next time I drop a video. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you at the next one.
Passive Income School is open. Enroll now at ryansmethod.com. Thank you.